So, welcome to the Real Poker Girls of London. I'm KJ, and my co-host is
Lydia.
Oh, I've taught her how to say her name properly. And then we're delighted to still have with us one of the Real Poker Girls of Las Vegas, one of the originals. We've got Rebecca.
OG.
And I am absolutely fangirl moment, delighted that we have the Vanessa Cade with us.
I'm happy to be here. I was just sitting waiting for my cash game. They're like, hey, do you want to come do a podcast? Sure, why not?
That's how my cash game games work.
It's so cool.
I know.
I fangirled yesterday. I did actually ask for a photo yesterday. I fangirled yesterday.
I mean, it doesn't happen often, so I'll take what I can get.
I call that bluff. I am
don't believe
determined to
that.
I call that bluff in every podcast that we do. And I call that bluff. I reckon you must get asked all the time, don't you?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Only in casinos, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
One time at an airport, actually. Then I felt really big time.
That's cool. Yeah, that's proper big time.
Did you charge them?
No.
Oh, I would have charged them.
I do it all the time. If we go anywhere, I like to do it to KJ and like. So I'll go, oh my God, it's KJ Craig. And everyone's just looking around going.
So that's yeah, they do. It's so embarrassing. But I've got some colleagues here at the Hippodrome, and we were downstairs ordering our dinner in Chop Chop, an amazing restaurant we've got here. And one of them just randomly did that, going, oh my God, it's KJ Craigie. Can I take my photo with you? And I'm like, and he does a selfie, and two people go off the table in front of us and ask for a selfie with
I was just going to ask if that's ever happened, because you've done it well. Like, at least if you're trolling her, you've done it well when other people are then like, oh, this must be someone that I want a photo
I should
with.
know who this is.
Yeah.
I did get asked today because my photo's in the lift because of the Women's Winter Festival. We're still here, people. And a guy said, can I take a picture of you and your photo? And it took me a little while to click. I went, what? And it's just like, your photo. I was like, oh, yeah. And so, yeah.
Like the banner in the hallway?
There's a banner of me in the hallway. But I've had probably 15 or so text messages, WhatsApp messages, etc., of people that are in the building taking their photo with the banner of me in the lift, doing like kitschy selfies and that, thinking that they're the first ones that have done it. But it's funny. It's
because you're big time.
Well, she's acting like there's one banner. There's a banner everywhere. Like, literally, you can't walk 2 feet without seeing KJ's face.
And I don't even know where that photo's from. I was looking, thinking, I haven't worn that jumper for at least 6 years. And there's a ring on my finger that that isn't in that photo. And I thought the only way I could do it is count the lines underneath my eyes. So I think it's at least 2015.
Sometimes they break out the really old photos. And there have been a couple times I was upset when they used something from like 8 years ago because I've lost like 50 pounds. And I was just like, come on.
You were never 50 pounds bigger. I don't believe that.
I was actually 100 pounds bigger.
What?
Yeah, a long time ago, though. Yeah, I had a thyroid problem I didn't know about, so, yeah.
Maybe that's my problem.
I was about to say, maybe that's my problem. I think it's mine. I think it's definitely mine. But we're really, really delighted that that I dragged you in here and you agreed to do it because, of course, you will be doing the commentary for the Women's Winter Festival tomorrow from our day 2.
Yeah, I can't say anything too funny today because I have to follow Caitlin, who is hilarious, so I need to save it all for tomorrow. Sorry about that.
You had me in stitches yesterday. Can we do so? Katie, do you have a kryptonite?
A crypt?
Oh, I know where this is going.
Oh, a kryptonite. I was thinking, I heard, do you have a crypt tonight? And I'm like, I have a crypt on another night.
Are you calling her old or a vampire? I don't know.
I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure if that's a question or an insult. Hang on, which way do I go with that? Do I have a kryptonite? What, at a poker table?
In general.
Chocolate.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I eat too much of it.
Yeah, but it doesn't make you weak.
It certainly does at 4 o'clock in the morning.
So, yes, we discovered Vanessa's kryptonite.
One of many, to be honest.
Wow.
But yeah, you definitely found one.
So it was hilarious. So our lovely friend Katie Swift had a pizza.
Oh, okay.
Can you call it that? Really? Did she have it?
I'm going to let you describe because I think you'll probably start twitching telling the story. But
so yeah, I'm already. It's like you're irritating me.
Would you like a bucket?
I got moved into her seat, and I look over, and next to me is like one of the little tables, and there is a pizza that I can only describe as having been torn apart by a feral raccoon on acid. Literally, somebody, I'm staring at this thing in horror. She ate one bite off of every slice in the middle. So it's like somebody chomped a hole out of the middle of the pizza and then left like 90% of it. But like definitely ruined every single piece. So there's no way she could have like offered one to somebody else. She specifically ruined every piece of pizza and then left it there. And I was just looking at it like, what the hell? Who does that? And I immediately asked the table, whose is this? Like, I need to know what psychopath ate this pizza and left it. I put it on Instagram, obviously, and I'm like, you absolute psycho, and tagged her because like I've never seen like that's just. She needs to be put in an institution.
Oh my gosh! I just played with her mother yesterday.
Do you see what happened today from that though?
I didn't see the fallout.
No,
I've not seen the fallout.
so now I got so upset about it. By the way, the waitress came by and I'm like, please take it away. Make this go away. It needs to go. And I also showed them a video of online. You can find these videos. You're welcome, by the way. You're going to look this up now. Where they intentionally like do very upsetting things, particularly with cutting food. So they'll take like a pie and cut like the most irregular shaped slice, not through the center, like on the side. And it's just like really hard to look at. Like you can see I'm like shaking thinking about it. And then they'll be like, they have another shot of like a pizza, and then they've just cut a triangle out of the middle of it, which is like pretty much like what this was. I think this was worse because it was bites, but like, and like the title of the video is "This Video Will Trigger You." And it's like 100%,
definitely triggered by
100%.
pizza.
Yes, yeah. But today, I guess now I very stupidly maybe shouldn't have started this because they posted a picture to Instagram of a muffin where the muffin that had an egg on it, and they ate the middle out of both halves of the muffin and then said like, here you go, Vanessa, does this like bother you at all? And it's like Kade did it again, basically. And so now I feel like I'm just gonna get this barrage of like really upsettingly eaten food forever and ever. That's it.
So yeah, we know what Vanessa's kryptonite is. Like, so if you ever want to trigger Vanessa at a poker table, then just get a Kit Kat.
Yeah,
Don't break the.
Oh, that was another.
No, there's a Kit Kat. Yeah, so don't break it into pieces. Just
there was a Kit Kat in the video where someone had just taken like a chomp out of all 4 slices straight across and like didn't break it up.
Do you have Kit Kats?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Kit Kats.
They don't taste the same in America though.
They don't taste the same way anywhere. I had them in China. They don't taste the same.
I'm sure there's like a bunch of ingredients in the U.S. that are like not healthy and not allowed to be used in same countries.
But aren't they a Brit thing? Aren't Kit Kats a British?
I think so. Yeah, have a Kit Kat. It's got to be a British thing.
I don't think so.
And you can also buy other chocolate bars anywhere around the world. I like to eat
I'm
a
pretty
Twix
sure
a
they're
bit
not.
different.
Now I'm going to
Do you bite the caramel or the biscuit?
So the best bit is the caramel. So I eat the biscuit first, and then you eat the caramel.
Wow.
So would you like a moment? Would you like to take a moment?
Listen, I've actually grown some fondness for Twix recently. It's so weird that you specifically bring up that one, but like, no, I just eat, like it's meant to be eaten together. So you get all the flavors. Like, why would you eat the cookie?
Because I'm a psychopath.
Listen, you're not like Katie Swift level psycho yet, but you keep working on it maybe. I don't know.
Anyone who needed to know, it is a British company established in 1930. It used to be called Chocolate Crisp.
Oh,
Yes. It's Nestle that make it, isn't it?
have you just looked that up?
Yeah, I just looked it up. Yeah, Google.
Is it Nestle?
I didn't just pull that.
So now, why did they do that? Why do they keep changing the name of chocolate bars?
Marathons.
It is
marathon-
Nestle. It is Nestle.
It is Nestle.
Yeah.
So,
There's a bar called a
marathons.
marathon.
Well, it used to, it's a
Snickers.
Snickers now.
Oh,
But it used to be called
used to-
let's
marathon.
face it, marathon's a little like misleading. It sounds like healthy, like you're gonna go do something.
Maybe that is that why
Yeah.
they changed
No,
it?
I don't know. No, I think it's because they were popular in the US and that you called them Snickers. And then
fruits.
opal fruits.
Starburst.
Yeah, Starburst used to be Opal fruits.
I'm disappointed in my knowledge of sweets.
Wow.
So why do they do that? Why
Well,
do they
we
do
had
that?
this gum that used to be called AIDS, and then obviously that went really bad. So they changed the name of that.
Oh my God.
Because that, that's a good reason.
That's a whole different story. And I'm not sure that our audience are quite ready for those ones. We'll steer away from that.
Can you imagine the marketing meeting that went on before that got approved? Like sometimes I just
No,
think,
the gum was first. And that's why they changed their name. The gum was first, then we later had the epidemic, and then they were like, "Oh, this isn't going so well. We're not selling no gum anymore." So
yeah, fair enough.
yeah, they had to change it.
I wonder how
afterwards.
Corona's doing actually
no,
ever
this
since
is
the
it.
coronavirus. Like,
I remember seeing a news piece and somebody very deadpan walking, talking into the camera and being interviewed, saying that I'm not concerned about COVID because I don't drink Corona. Corona's like beer, the Corona.
I mean,
You're like,
right?
what do they call that again? When the Darwin effect, where like it's basically weeding out some of the population, maybe a little bit.
Wow, we've gotten really dark. This is my fault. I'm so sorry. Although if I was
Listen, you went with the
I
AIDS
did,
gum,
I
and
did,
now
you're right.
I see where the threshold is. I'm allowed to say anything. So.
But if I worked in the Corona marketing department, I would double down. I'd be like, Corona kills Corona.
oh. Yeah, well, maybe they tried that. Maybe it got rejected.
It might have. That's just when they decided to have Snoop Dogg do commercials. That was a better idea.
Oh, I didn't see those ones.
That's why they didn't hire me as their marketing genius.
He's getting around. I mean, he does Just Eat. He does T-Mobile.
The Olympics. Was he not
He
the
wanted the
best?
torch. He had
At the
torch, didn't he?
Olympics.
We didn't see it.
Oh, you guys didn't get that. Oh,
No.
he did the torch. He ran the torch, and he was in
No
every
way.
single thing. Like
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg was in everything, and it was on American Feed the whole time. It was the
I'm
best
close
ever.
I am absolutely shocked at that. I mean, we didn't see it, and I will go and Google that.
You need
after.
to because he was everywhere. It was
No.
amazing.
The only thing I remember with him, and it's like one of my favorite things ever, are like all the stuff he did with Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
What a combo.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
incredible.
Right?
Who thought of that duo? Like just everything he does should include her.
I love Snoop Dogg.
I thought he was going to say, I love Martha Stewart.
No, I grew up in LA.
To be honest,
This is my
actually
jam.
just released like a documentary on her on Netflix.
Yes, I
and
watched it.
She's kind of a boss, actually.
She is.
Yeah,
Like,
like I mean,
She went to jail. Friends
She
started
did.
training.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I've seen her. She does cameos in quite a few films or products or like product placements or indeed televisions. And she always wants to play someone that's a little bit more hip and like, that she's badass. And
she was
stuff
on the
like that.
cover of Sports Illustrated recently too, at 80 years old.
What was she? I don't want to know what she was wearing.
A bathing suit. She looked great.
Did she?
Yeah.
But she's had a lot of work done, isn't she?
I mean, whether or
I
not
don't-
she
I
has,
don't
she's
know.
80 years old. Good
It doesn't
for her.
really matter.
I think so. That's what they said, right?
Okay, Google
No.
again.
Oh,
I'll let you Google.
I just remember reading a thing on Twitter, and I'm like, hell yeah, lady. I don't care how much work you've had done. Like,
Crazy.
No, I mean, hats off to her. I mean, she's been inside. She's come back out. She's got restaurants all over Vegas.
She's
doing
83.
Sports Illustrated.
83. See, what a boss, man.
Well, hang on a minute. No. See, now, some of her is 83.
I'm not hating.
Not all of her is 83. Some of her is like 22.
Well, technically, every cell in your body regenerates every 7 years, so none of us are.
Oh my God, you're full of all this
I
information.
know. I just know the most random, useless crap in the entire world.
So you definitely need to ask some.
Yes, so we're doing a little segment and it's top trump poker. So I'm going to ask you some random questions.
Okay.
You have to come out with as quick as an answer as you possibly can. And don't look so worried. Doesn't involve...
Oh, okay. I have no idea where this
No,
is
it's
going.
good.
It
It's
does,
good.
it does,
Okay, I forgot we were on a poker podcast.
So it is about poker. Just to bring it back into the room.
All right.
Nothing too scary.
Okay. I'm terrified, but go ahead.
You can't say pass.
It's not going to be as bad
I
as the
can't
pizza.
say pass.
I
No.
promise it won't be as bad
There's
as
no
have to
half-eaten pizzas and no mismanaged Twixes. So, is there anyone in the poker world that you have asked to have a photo with?
Phil Hellmuth. Yeah, I think that's it, to be honest. I don't really do the selfie request thing too much. And like obviously my friends,
Yeah,
like if we're out drinking and stuff, who happen to play poker also.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Phil Hellmuth, I think, is going to come up quite a bit. He's
Yeah.
the second time that we've had it mentioned, and we're only on our
You
second
need a little
podcast.
bell and like if you
Yeah.
you should do a little
Ding,
ding ding.
Oh, yeah, we should have a little counter that every time that Phil Hellmuth is mentioned, that it comes up in the corner.
Yes.
There's a task for you, Rebecca. The Hellmuth button.
Instead of the easy button or the helmet button.
I've got all different things coming in my head.
I think
And
the
all
best thing for the helmet button is the eject chair you have here. You bring
Yes.
him up, you just
If you
eject him.
mention him, your legs go up in the air. There we go. That's another podcast. Who wouldn't you ask to have a photo with?
Oh no. Pretty much anyone else. I think.
We need a clicker for that now.
Yes.
What
We
was
need a
it?
talent.
We had Spraggy in here before.
I just really don't. I'm not like I don't fangirl
No.
or even celebrities. I'd just be like, oh, that's cool. There's like Brad Pitt, neat, and then I would. Have
you seen Brad Pitt?
No, I haven't.
Oh, right,
Just
okay, I was
saying,
like,
if I did, I wouldn't like freak out
Do you
or
know-
anything.
I
I wouldn't either.
Not Brad Pitt, personally.
I just whatever. I just thought of like.
I'm the same
Big
now.
thing to think of.
It's because you're big time.
I worked. No violence on TV. I worked at Playboy Casino, and we used to obviously have celebrities. No,
I like how you paused.
Yeah.
I just Playboy, and then she forgot.
Casino.
I was like, wow. I was like, we're gonna have another conversation after this at some point. There's a history here. I
Believe
need
it
to
or
know.
not, this is actually cleaner than the last one. She was at the table. So.
I took the shoes off. But yeah, and we used to have celebrities, and I got to a stage where I wasn't fazed by celebrity, and that's not disrespectful. There's a few that I think
Gotta be someone.
Probably Robert Downey Jr. I think, and I can't tell you why. And maybe there's a theme here, and maybe Rob Lowe. I could tell you why there, but we'd be here a long time and we wouldn't go on air. But right, next question. Who is the person that you are most proud to have won a pot off?
Whoever got second place in the Sunday Million anniversary event online.
Yes.
That is
That's
best
brilliant.
answer.
That is brilliant.
Well, I was going to ask you what is your best poker experience, so I think I'm going to know what the answer is, but tell us about it.
Yeah. I mean, so I won the largest Sunday Million they ever had, which was the 15th anniversary Sunday Million a few years ago. That had almost 70,000 players in it.
That is awesome.
It was
I think
during
that-
COVID, so I was just alone in my house with my cat, and it was the weirdest moment to just like win. It was $1.5 million US, and there's just no one in the room, and I'm just like, woo. And like,
Wow.
actually, I think I started crying, to be honest. But I was like alone with my cat, and it was just like super odd. But obviously, yeah, that's like at the time, at least, probably still, I think, the best day of my life. It's not close, I think.
Who's the first person you told?
I went on a Twitch stream and I drank every single drop of alcohol in my house. We have 5,000 viewers for 8 hours, and I was just drunk. By the way, I immediately saved the VOD and then deleted it, so don't bother like looking for it. It was probably the cringiest thing I ever put out, but it does, however, have some adorable phone calls on it because I speakerphoned my mom, who, by the way, begged me to quit poker like 18 million times. In the 5 years prior to that, and getting to tell her like on air in front of so many people that I just won a large amount of money was extremely satisfying. So that was very fun. And she was like, "Okay, honey, like you can, I approve. You can do this now." I'm like, "Great, Mom. Thanks a lot. Thanks." Yeah.
No, I mean that's a poker experience
That's
to
pretty
have,
cool.
isn't it? What about bluffing? Who have you loved bluffing the most?
I bluff a lot. I don't have a particular memory. I don't know. I don't have like a specific one.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, I just maybe they know already. I used to get away with the like pretending my image was tight thing, but it doesn't work anymore. So but yeah, I don't know. It just so often I don't even feel much anymore when I do it. Like, I have no emotion about it. I'm just
And is there anyone that you would avoid in a poker room?
most everybody. No, I'm just I'm kidding. I don't know, anyone who's like just really sour.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And they're out there.
Americans? No.
I'll just leave that.
Also, just kidding. This isn't my fault. They set the tone, and now I'm
kind
just
to me when I
like,
walked in yesterday. She was even trying to help me, even though I didn't need it, but it was very kind of her.
Jolly good. There you go. You can relax now. That was all. The
okay, great. Yeah.
So we're just trialing them out. So apologies for you being a guinea pig there. So you're in the UK for the Women's Winter Festival to do the commentary, and that's taking place over the next 48 hours, etc. And then what then? What's your plans?
So I have 9 days until my next event. I don't have a solid plan. I was gonna go to like Paris and maybe south of France, but I just saw some theater shows here that I maybe want to check out. So I might end up actually staying in London a couple extra days. Also, I stayed here once. I lived here one time for 3.5 months, and I played cash games at the Hippodrome every single day. This was a long time ago. And I just remember it being cold and not the most pleasant, gray, everything. And I've gotten here this time and it is gorgeous. I'm having a completely different experience. It's so weird. I don't know if the city's changed or if I have, or if just it's a different time of year, but there are gorgeous Christmas lights and displays outside everywhere. I took the cab from the airport, and I'm happy I did because it just went through some of the main areas, and it's absolutely stunning. Even the walk here from the hotel and stuff is just wonderful. There's people everywhere. Feels like a totally different atmosphere. Just the white Christmas lights and the big wreaths and everything everywhere. It's beautiful. So I think I'm actually going to stay a couple more days than I expected. So I have some time to wander around the city a little bit and do some stuff. And then maybe Paris for a little bit, I think. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to see you after Paris and to do a comparison. I think London is delectable in the winter for exactly the same reasons. The lights and everything else too. And even though it is very, very cold outside, you feel a warmth because it just is a really different atmosphere. And I agree with you. In the summer, it might be a little bit warm outside, but we have 50 Shades of Grey, which is just, British.
I feel like I must have been here in the spring because I just remember it being wet all of the time. And I just remember being wet and cold and tired the whole time and stuff. And I just don't feel that at all this time. So, yeah.
Well, I hope you have a great trip. And then Prague EPT?
Yeah, that's the plan. So then on to Prague. I've never been there either. I badly want to see the Christmas market that they have there.
It's lovely.
Yeah. So yeah, looking forward to that.
I am no euphemism at all, but stay away from the sausages in the market.
Okay.
So
Are you talking about the food or the
food. Yeah. Well, this is
or the men?
the food. Well, I mean, I haven't tried the men in Prague. But I tried the sausages and I just thought, ooh, Christmas market sausage. And took a massive, great big bite, as obviously I do. I was like that. It wasn't like any sausage that I've ever tasted at all. It was sour and gritty and full of bits.
You nibbling the
Are you
top
sure you
of
didn't
it.
get one that was off?
Well, possibly. I mean, I probably just looked like a tourist that had just got off the bus, which I hadn't Christmas market sausage, and I don't know. It wasn't pleasant. I'm sure I got ripped off on money as well.
I wonder if they've got some inside joke, or occasionally they just give someone a bad hot dog and then wait, and then wait for the tourist to be like, bah.
I think because we stood there, at the counter, and there was good. I'm gonna go and eat it out there now. But there you go. I'm sure I had some nice mulled wine and hot cider to take away the taste.
Yes.
But Prague is lovely. Prague is lovely in December, and Prague EPT is actually quite a good stop as well. So I will see you well.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah,
It should be fantastic.
Awesome.
Good. And then what about next year? Any plans? Any thoughts?
I barely plan 3 weeks ahead, so I don't really know. Even after this, I think after Prague, hopefully, I'm just trying to change my flights, though. Suddenly the change fees are absurd, but I'm trying to make it back for 1C of the WPT main, because by the time that finishes, if I leave 1 day early, then I can make it to 1C. And if I final table EPT main, obviously I'll just skip the flight and no big deal. like that would be a great result. So, and then after that, I don't know. So back to Vegas for that. I'll catch the end of the WPT series, back to Canada for Christmas for a couple days. And then I don't really have a plan after that. I try to avoid Canada and North America in the winter because I just don't handle the sun going down at 3:30 p.m. very well. So I might try to go to like Mexico or something for a month. Yeah, play online maybe. I don't know. Maybe a series in Florida. I don't know. Anything's possible.
No, it sounds like fun.
Yeah.
It would be remiss if we didn't mention about, obviously, the reason why you're here. We've mentioned it already, the Women's Winter Festival. You played the High Roller yesterday,
yeah.
which for us, in terms of numbers, got a good number and some great names, including yourself around the table. What's your general thought of women's events?
So I have mixed feelings. I think they're like definitely a net positive. They bring a lot of people to the game that like I know from playing the women's events over the years at WSOP and just talking with women at the table, the amount of people that come specifically to women's events that don't play any other event for the rest of the year is like a very high number. And I think that's super important for getting women more involved in the game. And there's a very good sense of camaraderie. Like the High Roller yesterday was a blast because I think I knew almost everybody except for maybe like three people. And we were just like, it was a shame that we just had cameras in this room because like outside we were just like in stitches the whole time and like everybody was chatting and like having a wonderful time. And I think that is fantastic. Like that's probably one of the most fun games I've played in like a couple years.
Oh, I love to hear that.
Yeah, it was very nice.
It was really good.
The one thing I don't like about women's tournaments is the impression they give from the outside. I think that we're almost putting ourselves into like an other category, like the assumption that other people can take away that we're not as good as the men. We can't play with the men, like that we have to separate ourselves into another category, which I don't think is the purpose of this. Like obviously it's good to get the exposure for more women, which gets everybody involved, but I definitely think they're a net positive. I don't always like that. Even like with like GPI rankings and stuff like that, I've got mixed feelings about us splitting it. Like it is good to give recognition to the female who's doing the best, but also it does kind of put us in a category where we're a little bit like saying that we can't just like rank amongst the men. So I don't like that bit of it, but definitely super positive. And what PokerStars is doing here, I think, is really fantastic. Like this has brought in so many people, like even from North America. Like I recognize tons of faces. I just took a video downstairs. I cannot believe how packed that room is. Like outside of the WSOP ladies event, I have never seen this many women turn up for an event ever. And just the vibes here are great. Clearly, everybody's like having a fantastic time. And lots of people who I think don't play very often did come out to play too, which is super good.
Yeah, I've had lots of conversations, and one yesterday was with a woman who hasn't played live in 8 years, and she's almost come out of retirement because she wants to play this event, this festival. And another one who I don't know for sure, but I think has never stepped foot in a live tournament environment, and certainly not inside of a casino in the capital city. So I think we've reached many avenues and districts and various players. But I have to echo what you said. The atmosphere in that room has been just awesome.
Yes.
And last night I said the same, and I'm repeating myself, but I stood in the middle of the room, 150 entries for a satellite, and went, okay, we're at success. And it wasn't about the numbers in terms of monetary value. It was about the atmosphere in the room and the fact that we had a lot of people out that had come out to play. And it was just, like you said, it was just great vibes. And I think that's really good.
I really hope PokerStars does more of this. I think this has been a great initiative. I heard you had a lot to do with that as well. So
A little
thank you very
bit,
much.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Smidgen.
Yeah, it was one of my remits as becoming a PokerStars ambassador and for women in poker, and I think we've made a little bit of a difference. And
I think you made a lot of a difference. I think don't undersell it.
no, but I think it's a team effort, and I think that we'll have, and just great feedback like that from someone like yourself also gives us the mission and the vision to push forward and try and do some more. So thank you for that.
Good, I'm very glad. Yeah.
Cool. So I think it's time for us to hit the bar. for a
I think
couple.
you've got one more question now.
We have one more question.
You have a question that you were going to ask people.
I do.
You do.
Oh, it's too late.
You can still ask Vanessa.
I don't know what
What's
the
in-
question is. That's why I'm saying it's too late.
It's not too late. The
Why don't you ask it,
question.
Lydia?
Vanessa, you'll be upset if I ask it, but I'm going to ask it for next time. What's in your backpack?
Oh man, okay. Makeup, a book, money, a hairbrush, credit cards. That's it.
It's your question.
It's a very boring
These are my
answer.
questions.
I think there
Pretty
might be some
typical.
Tylenol. Like I don't know.
For our UK visitors.
I wish I could say something spicy. Like, do you want me to make something up?
Yes.
No, everything I just said was like already crossing way too many lines, or I was thinking of saying. I mean,
Lying. She's got a half-eaten pizza in there.
I promise there is
took Katie's pizza
not
home
that.
last
Oh my
night.
god.
Should they
No,
wrap
I
that up
need the
for me?
waitress to get it away. Take it away.
She's got a singular donut hole.
There's no food in it.
I know
No
you can
food.
buy donut holes. I actually
Did you know
prefer
you can
donut
buy
holes.
donut holes?
Yes. We call them Timbits in Canada.
You call them what?
Because oh my god, there's like there's a company called Tim Hortons in Canada that's like one of the main coffee chains, and like it's kind of shit coffee to be honest, but they have donuts, and they decided to brand donut holes, which are were already a thing. They decided to call them Timbits, and so now pretty much generically in Canada, someone instead of saying donut holes, even if they're talking about getting them from somewhere else, they'll say Timbits.
See there, that's marketing.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
think it's actually genius because it's kind of like tidbits, like the extra piece, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
That makes sense.
That's
Yeah,
good
but it's like Timbits.
No, and
So,
that's
like
what I'm saying.
Tim
They use
Hortons.
their name.
Yeah,
That's
they did. Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah.
I like it. Yeah,
I do too. But I prefer a donut hole than a donut.
Why?
But it's not actually a hole, so the name is a little upsetting.
Yeah, it is,
It's like
yeah.
a misnomer. It's like a
But it's the piece from the hole.
It's a bit.
Yeah, it's the
That's what
They
it
did it
is.
with polos as
but
well, though,
it's
didn't they?
not an actual hole though.
No, but it's the piece from the hole.
right.
That's how you get a hole.
Yeah.
It's a lump. I like the lumps. I like the donut lumps. There you go.
There we go. We named another thing.
We've got a new
Those
thing.
middles.
Do you like donut lumps? You know, people are going to say, stay away from the crazy lady.
Which one?
Me and the other three in my head. That's another story. I must tell you that one from the EPT.
Okay.
This guy goes, are you talking to yourself? And I said, no. He said, who are you talking to? I said, 3 people in my head. He's like, you're a bit weird, aren't you? I'm like, damn skippy I am. Does that put you on tilt? But there you go.
I'm not bombshell.
And I'm not bombshell. Yeah, we can't use that one.
At least you'll never be bored then.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, you'll hear me in a card room, and you don't hear the other 3 people, but I certainly do. It was a bit weird when we make a restaurant reservation, though. Obviously, only I turn up, and
Do you name the other ones?
I've got 2 named. Yes, Madison.
Wow, you're
and-
actually serious.
We're not sure whether she'd help her or we should.
I thought this was a bit up until she said they had names.
For clarity, so that I don't lose my job on Monday morning. I did just make that up. Shut up. And now we're going to have a word with myself. So from the Real Poker Girls of London, I'd like to thank you for joining us. And we've had the amazing Vanessa Cade.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right.
you.
And myself, KJ.
Lydia.
Rebecca.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.